You're listening to the Blunders and Flagons podcast.
Welcome, listeners, to the Green Dragon Inn, where love is in the air, and also the scent of freshly baked pies. Tonight, it's Hobbiton speed dating, where hopeful hearts meet over second supper. Let's begin. Mildew and Rosie.
Oh, all right, first question. If you were a pie, what filling would you be?
Mushroom?
You monster!
I mean apple?
Too late, Mildew. It's too late.
It's mildew.
Whatever.
Tom and Peony.
All right. Lucky you, Penny. You get me this round.
So, do you, like breathing?
I breathe all the time.
Cool.
Mildew and Peony.
Did you know hobbits eat 6.4 meals a day?
Wait, 0.4?
It's the tragedy of our time, Peony. The missing 0.4.
Rosie and Tom.
So, Rosie, are you on the menu?
You talk a lot for someone with a real pie. Well, that's me. And with that, as the speed dating event ends, love remains a mystery. But dinner is forever.
Mildew, wanna help me fix that missing 0.4 meal?
I thought you'd never ask.
Hooray!
The end.
Hey,
That was so awkward. I love it.
Wow,
I'm glad you love it, Jerry.
I can't imagine a more awkward skit for four brothers to do together. Hello, everyone. I'm the lore master. I'm in charge of these ... people, and we are here in the world of Middle-earth, in a world of our own creating, where we get to explore the time between the pages of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, and it's been a joy to do so. I have no special fun facts today, but I am tired, so that's a fun fact, I guess.
It's just a fact for all
It's
of
just
us.
a fact of life that comes with being a new parent. So, but in spite of being tired, we are here, we are prepared, and we are enjoying a great game.
The nice thing
and
is, those
yeah.
who aren't Patreons can't see the air quotes, so it's inferred.
Well, I think they can hear the air quotes in my voice. It's pretty clear, if you know what I'm saying.
For audio listeners at home, he just did an air quotes.
Speaking of air quotes, I'm gonna toss it over to my youngest brother, Drew.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? What's up, y'all? I'm happy, excited, glad, elated, a little irked to be here, and very happy. No, not irked. But it's a fun word to say. I'm very excited to be playing banjo, Mr. Growman. Super duper interested. I guess this character is really just along. There's no like overarching reason for him to be here still. Where's his parents? Where's his family? Where's this guy? Not really sure. It's just really fun. So this guy's hanging around still. I'm sure it'll come around. Thank you, bedtime reminder. I appreciate you for cutting me off there.
Speaking of, I'm gonna silence my phone.
Listen, if we all need to be reminded of anything, it's to get enough sleep.
To get sleep. Very true.
Said the
But
time
yes,
alone,
I'm very excited to be playing Banjo, who is just really excited to be Banjo. That's, and again, I also did not prepare a fun fact, shocker. And will pass it henceforth to the one who usually is the most prepared of all of us, I'd say. And that is Daniel.
Daniel, you need to have 3 extra fun facts for all the rest of us, okay?
To make up for the lack.
Okay.
Quick, use
can do
ChatGPT.
Let me just use my
tool.
favorite friend. I've got a friend.
It's a
He's a
tool.
great friend. It's fantastic.
Hobbit De Niro.
The abominable intelligence.
That's right. He's a fantastic friend.
Hello. I am Daniel, and it is my pleasure, nay delight, to play Barry Bramblefoot. What a guy. What a hobbit. He loves plants. He loves being outside, much like myself. I do enjoy being outside. About, 5 minutes a day. That's about as much time I like being outside. The rest of the time,
about the right
I
amount
enjoy
of time.
being inside.
People
Inside,
play about
seated in front of my lovely gaming computer, for which my wife has lovingly gifted me a Valentine's gift, which is a LED illuminated massive mouse pad. It's like it's quite nice, and it can change colors, and I'm quite happy.
Is
So-
the color red because it's Valentine's?
No, it's orange because I like orange. But I could change it if I wanted to suit my mood. And that is one
Red
fun
angry.
fact. Is I got a cool LED mouse pad for Valentine's Day.
Peep
So, yeah.
merch as cool fact. Cool fact. Only Patreon. Gotta see the cool fact. Super duper cool fact.
That's right.
I like how
that's
we're saying Patreon like we have a Patreon.
right. Subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe to the
please subscribe.
Patreon.
Like we have a
We do
merch
not
page, or you can actually buy anything with our logo on it.
If you
can-
guys would like a Patreon or merch, put a comment on this
That's right.
episode. I read every single one. We've
That's
gotten
right.
only one.
Yeah, we
so
read
I-
every single one.
I'm pretty sure we read every single comment. and
Does
every
anybody
single-
listen to this? Put a comment down there if you listen to this
If you listen,
hello?
please.
Hello?
right now. Every time you
anybody?
listen,
Hello?
listen. If you listen, put a comment.
We
That's
want
all
to
I'm saying.
engage with our viewership. We want to connect. We want to
This is fun.
see what makes you guys tick, because we sure don't know what makes us tick.
Didn't we just say?
I
that
did
humans
find a
won't
fun
stay
fact.
focused?
I did find a fun fact.
Ooh.
Octopuses have 3 hearts.
Pie.
Octopus.
Listen, I'm just reading what ChatGPT created, okay?
Well,
so
you
if
know
it's
ChatGPT
octopi
can
or
make mistakes.
octopuses, I don't know. I'm not the grammar police.
You can't use the other words.
But two pump blood to the gills. The third pumps blood to the rest of the body. And when they swim, the heart that delivers blood to the body stops beating. Which is why octopuses prefer crawling to swimming. Pretty wild, right?
Excuse me.
Wild.
So for you guys watching on Patreon, I'm just No, I
you-
did confirm.
For the
Fans
poors out
confirmed.
there who can't afford the Patreon.
I think we're revealing that we are just doing this to make us laugh, and other people happen to be included in the
100%.
chat.
Since we're
Anyway,
doing random fun facts, my fun fact is I have a plush bee,
A bee?
and that's it. That's my fun fact.
Sue.
Is that a Minecraft bee?
Great
or
fun
just like a
fact.
It's
random-
from the hit video game Minecraft. Don't look at the tag.
on that note, let's begin our session.
Oh, segue.
Buzz off.
Wow.
That one's dumb.
When we left off last time, the bumbling bees had bumbled their way to a dwarf named Balin. And he had introduced himself to them, told them that Bilbo had sent him your way. Balin told you that he was in need of assistance to recover some possible treasure from a quarry that hobbits used for building materials. And so you accompanied him, and he whisked you away. It did take a little bit longer than the trajectory travel time, but suddenly, over the course of a few foggy days, you find yourself having arrived at dusk, at the setting of the 4th day of travel, all the way across the Shire. You finally reach the tiny hobbit quarry town of Scary. And Scary indeed is its name, because, as you have heard and Balin has regaled you, as well as some of the locals you came in contact with as you were passing through some of the other towns along the north part of the Shire, strange things happen in Scary, hence the name. Animals' bones are found littering the place. No predators of any sort are typically found, but as of late there have been strange appearances and disappearances of small animals, pets, things that wander in the night seem to suddenly die off, and something of a possible epidemic amongst such tiny creatures plagues the place of Scary. Yes.
I know what it is. Bandro Groman's advertisement reached Scary.
Quite possibly, but he does tend to leave carcasses, if not skins, and those things are glaringly absent from the epidemic in Scary.
We just like pass a rabbit on top of a stump and just like, pat Barty real quick. I can blow that up with my mind. just die. Yeah, I can't explode and leave just the bones. That's crazy. This is like Lovecraftian.
This is terrifying. I'm scared. This is scary. This
is scary. So here we go, lads. This is the mine here at Scary, and as you'll see, wait just a wee bit. You can see that there's some hobbits leaving, the last few, who are mining for the day and taking out some stone, and they're leaving. The last party are leaving. It'd be best if we do some exploring tonight when there's no one at the mine.
Right. So before we get started, I want to dub this the Barty Party.
Wait, why does he get to pay the party?
What, do you have a better idea for what we would call ourselves?
Something better than party.
It's not Party, it's Barty Party.
That's what you said.
Are you saying farty party?
No! No.
Wait,
It's
guys.
Party.
The last hobbit just left. Out of the mine.
Now, when we go to the mine, what I need you to do is to stick with me and to keep watch, so that if any of the hobbits come back, or if anybody comes looking, that we've just gotten lost in the mine, alright? This isn't exactly a sanctioned activity. It's for the greater good, but it's not exactly something that we're supposed to be doing here.
Right.
So,
just people get lost with dwarves in mines all
well,
the time.
I'll pull up my hood, and so you won't be able to see that I've got my beard, and they mistake me for a hobbit at times if they don't look at me closely.
Where'd Balin go?
It's all right. I'm right here. I know.
Stranger.
I am the master of disguise.
Do it again.
Right. So we think that's the last hobbit that just left. Let's be on. What are you looking for? Maybe one of us can help you find it.
So who's staying out?
Really, anything shiny. If you see anything shiny, let me know. And he
points at the moon.
Once we're in the mine, now let's go quietly until we're inside. We'll bring out a couple torches, but for safety, of course.
Right.
And so he leads you into one of the tunnels. There's several tunnels that are going into this hill as you approach it, and it's not like Bag End. This is a very dirty hill in some ways, whereas Bag End has these rolling green turf on top of it, and there's all the gardens, and it's beautiful. And this is it's very gray and dingy and brown, and as you walk, the dust kind of flies up, and you might even feel like you need to cover up your face so that you're not inhaling a bunch of dust as you walk in. And you notice the hobbits that were leaving, they looked tired, they looked dirty, and they were, as hobbits would tend to be who were underground, they were kind of hanging their heads a little bit and trudging off, not unhappy, but certainly not thriving as hobbits can in the green fields of the Shire.
I don't think they want to be here.
The blue-collar hobbits. These guys.
Dirty blue-collar hobbits, probably listening to country music.
Dude, the horror of oil, like modern day hobbits having to work on like oil rigs.
Like, right away.
Do we want to leave?
Screwing in that giant pipeline.
Do we...
I don't know why that's so funny in my head.
Well, and the thing is, they couldn't wrap their whole hands around it. They had to take a running leap at it and to spin the pipe around.
I want to see this fan art.
All right, so
Hobbits
I
on
say,
oil rigs.
what do we want one person to go in with you, Colin? I'm not saying I volunteer, but I mean, if no one else is raising their hands, I volunteer.
Oh, you
and
think
then
you're
leave two other
volunteering
hobbits out
there?
here?
I'm not exactly eager to go underground, so I'm happy to stay back or behind.
I don't want to go in there where it's all dark and spooky and scary.
I would say whether some of you stay lookout up here, or everyone goes inside and we stay together as a group. Just be ready in case of any taking place. These mines, they're typically safe. The quarry here especially, I don't expect any surprises, but if anything should happen, it's better to have at least one other person with you, and it's even best if we're all together as a group so we can work through it together. That's what we always do as the dwarves. We always go in groups into the mines.
Right, but we also promised Barry he wouldn't have to go on. We promised Barry he would. We promised Barry he wouldn't have to go underground.
That's very good. You're getting better at the accent there. So that's fine. Absolutely. Just be ready to respond in case it happens. I would say you've got to be willing to come inside in case something does happen. Because if I go with Barty here and both of us are incapacitated by a fallen rock, or I get my foot stuck, or Barty gets his foot stuck more likely and I die, there's... Oh my god! You need to be ready to respond.
Well, maybe
Someone get
It's
EMS
alright.
on the
Banjo,
phone.
are you okay, Banjo? Is this the first time you've been confronted with mortality?
Who's gonna die? You? Him? That's not good. Well, hey, listen, I don't want to die. I don't want you to die. I don't want him to die. But what if we have like a rope tied so that I don't fall in too
That's
deep
absolutely...
into the
That's
cave?
not a terrible idea. We'll have torches, mind you, so it's not like you're just walking in the dark and hoping you don't fall. We'll be looking where we're going. But keep in mind that those stories I told you, and the villagers in the last town over told us that there were possibly some creatures in this area, and let me tell you, if they're hiding, they would likely be hiding in the deepest place they could be. Now again, I'm saying this is probably a safe mine, but the worst could happen.
Well, I mean, for all intents and purposes, those hobbits came out mighty fine. If there was something in there, I'm sure it would have eaten them before. It would have eaten them before seeing a dwarf.
It very well may, and hopefully we won't be going very deep in the mine, but it just depends on what we find.
It just depends on what we find.
We may be going a little bit deeper than they go to find their rock.
Deeper.
so that we can do a survey and see if it's worth actually mining. You don't have to repeat everything I say, Barty.
Okay.
It's all right.
Barty.
Fine. If only to stop this weird back and forth repetitive. I've never met a dwarf in my life, and now all of a sudden we've almost got 2. All right. I'm very
He looks
ready.
around. He's trying to find where's the other dwarf.
Barty sticks out his chest.
So, he waves his hand around. Just in case you need to, we've got some hand motions that we use when we're in the mines in case you need to communicate without noise. It can be very loud down there. So this is go ahead, this is circle up, and this is stop. They're very, very straightforward motions.
Circle up and stop somehow look exactly the same. Can you do those again?
For all those
Okay.
on our Patreon.
All right, I got it.
making
There will
gestures
be an
with their
exclusive hand motion class for the Patreon if you're at our 3rd tier subscription level.
Okay.
So he motions to circle up and head to the mine. So
I
if you'd like
stop
to,
and
now's a
circle
good
up.
now's a good opportunity if you want to do the thing where you're talking about tying a rope around your waist and connecting it, or everybody can hold on to the rope or something like that if you feel like you
So we're
need
all
to.
going in together?
It's up to you.
I'd rather be together and spooked than alone and spooked.
You won't be alone. You'll be with the herbalist.
Yeah,
Who's
so
lighting a lighter underneath his
since
chin
I'm
for
going in the
spookiness.
cave,
I think we can all go it. I mean, there's truth to the fact that there's strength in numbers. I suppose, as reticent as I am to go into the cold underbelly of the earth, I suppose it
This
might.
isn't even the underbelly. This is just like the ear hole.
I prefer, lad, listen here. I don't care for stepping on a bare patch of dirt, much less entering a cave. So,
But think of all the flora and fauna you'll find in the tunnels.
like,
guys,
dirt.
are you coming? This
I,
place is cool.
I suppose there's a chance, but last time I checked, plants need light to grow.
Right, like the mushrooms in that tree. Let's go.
It was a hollow tree.
Technically, it's a fungus, not a plant, but, that's being technical.
What does Barty know about
But I'm not
anything?
the herbalist,
I mean,
you're not
Banjo.
the herbalist, that guy's the herbalist.
Not the fungus,
Anyways,
He
she's the
loves
herbalist.
We all
Yes,
go
and he
inside the
loves
cave to our certain deaths.
Yes, the
Yes,
whole. You have
certain
4 things to
death.
do in 5 sessions to do it. Is just. It's a complete blanket because he knows there's going to be just a landslide rockfall.
They've
and
just
that's
been
the end of
gaslit.
Blunders and Flagons.
The
So
second you get into the mine, it all
Even the
collapses
Lord
and you
Master.
die.
Even the Lord Master is crushed under the rocks, just so he doesn't have to bear all 3 of us again.
I wake up from my dream. in a
Party's
cold
over. No more
party
party.
More like a farty party, like Ballin said.
No. So you enter, and as Ballin said, he is as he enters the mine, and Barry, you probably notice this the most because you are walking even onto the dirt leading up to this quarry. You are feeling disconnected from your roots, literally. And you're not necessarily depressed, but you feel out of your element. And in much the same way, as Ballin gets closer, I should say, as much the inverse way, as Ballin gets closer to the mine and enters, you see him just brighten right up. And you thought he was, a fairly cheerful, boisterous dwarf, but as he enters into the mine, you can tell this is his element. He gets on all fours and he smells, he licks one of the stones, he feels the dirt itself. Yes, I'm not sure that there's anything so close here. Yeah, let's go this way. And he
Okay.
wonders about. Keep your eye out for anything that doesn't look just like this grey stone here. He sprinkles and drops some in the air. And if you see anything that doesn't look like the majority of what we see here, let me know. So I'll have all of you go ahead and make a perception roll. Make sure you add your modifier for that, so that we can see as you're taking a look and keeping an eye out, so that you can see what there is to see.
Yes.
It seems like Balin is so excited to be here almost, he's kind of distracted. And he has a hard time kind of honing in on what he's looking for. And so it kind of takes him a beat to get oriented. Interestingly, it does look like... did you either of you have modifiers, Barry or Banjo?
Barry
For
rolled.
Perception.
Barry rolled a total of 9 because he has +2 to his perception.
Okay.
I have proficiency in it, but it's wisdom, so I don't have like an addition to it, but I do have proficiency. Can I roll again?
Or just add your proficiency to it.
Yeah, that would
Well,
just
plus 2. There'd just be the plus 2
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. So
You're good.
in that
9 and a
terms,
14.
Yeah, so Barty is probably the most helpful. He's kind of running around grabbing samples of
Shocking.
dirt. Yeah. Is this, you can play through that if you want to, but basically
It's just gonna
Barty
be
is the most
It's
helpful.
gonna be like this scene with the dishes.
Yeah.
He's trying-
Yeah, I would just
Is
Is
this
this-
shit? It's just a stone.
is
Wait,
this
no, is
real
that
good?
it? It's like the mushrooms. Is
That
this one it?
is
Is
a
this one
piece
good,
of
Balin?
driftwood. Oh,
Yeah.
the
Is
driftwood
this it?
get in
Holds
it.
up a pickaxe.
Yeah. A minecart
This doesn't
full of
look like-
gems. No.
Just strolls up, pushing it. Is this it?
No, he would say no, just like he always has. And
Throws it into the
Throws it down a chasm.
throws it to a well.
So
this
Barty's
useless
just
gold and gems.
exhilarated to be helping a dwarf in a dwarf's element, feeling like a dwarf. I'm feeling like a dwarf. And he is just running all over within the range of the torchlight. Of course, he's still timid, but he's running all over and pointing and asking questions and asking him if this is it, to an annoying extent, of course.
Perfect. So as Barty is helping, you kind of move along down these tunnels. And they largely stay on the same level, but at a certain point, when Balin was about to take more of a left-hand upper turn, you find almost in the back corner of one of the tunnels, Barty, you kind of stumble across this almost crevasse on the side of the tunnel.
There's a crack here.
Not as if it were super deep, but it's kind of hidden. So the wall kind of comes here, but there's an entrance behind it. And he kind of goes over to where you are. Well, that is very interesting. This looks like you've seen a lot of footsteps as we're going through here. Literal footsteps, the Hobbit's feet. But through here, it doesn't seem to be quite nearly as disturbed. This may be to a deeper part. He takes a big sniff of the air in this general direction. This is something us miners we always know, and this is quite famous among dwarves. Whenever you're in doubt, follow your nose.
Right, we do that all the time.
That's right,
We
but
hobbits have
especially in a
great
mine.
noses. What are you smelling? I don't smell anything. I'm used to smelling like mushrooms and onions and potatoes and steak and stuff like that.
Do you know what metal smells like?
Sure.
Yes, it's a little.
Like
it's
blood.
it's yeah, it's
It's
metal.
kind of metallic.
Aye, that's
It's got
right.
like a metallic
So-
flavor.
And a little bit of a dank sort of just
Dank.
deepness,
Deepness.
a staleness to the air.
Okay.
That's what you're looking for when you're trying to find the deepest place. So,
Yeah, like the opposite of fresh air.
right. So he comes around the corner, and it's not a narrow gap by any means. It just seemed to be hidden, and so he goes around that corner, and you can see that the tunnel begins to slope downwards in that direction. And it does seem to go fairly deep, and he proceeds down carrying the torch and in one hand and the pickaxe that was in his pack in the other. And every once in a while he'll take the pickaxe and kind of scratch at the wall and lick the end of the pickaxe. Keep going a little bit further here, I think. And he continues to lead you on, holding his two implements aloft as he walks along.
Yeah, you know,
It's a good thing Sheriff Bulger isn't here. If he tipped, he'd roll all the way down this blooming hole.
But
That would be stairs. I would pay for
So-
stairs. Stairs would be funny.
So, question then for you, Master Dwarf and Balin, sir.
he turns around.
If you can...
Aye.
Well, no, keep walking. We need to find
Okay.
whatever you're looking for.
He keeps
So,
going.
Question for you. If you can smell it, what are you tasting for? Same thing?
There's a certain richness to the soil around mineral deposits, and you can taste it.
Let me try.
He scratches at the wall and holds the pickaxe out to you.
Tastes like the pickaxe.
So, yeah, as I said, there's nothing here yet. So he keeps going and is looking. He seems like somebody just kind of, you know how a boulder, once you toss it off the top of a mountain, it'll just kind of keep going until it reaches the bottom. Well, it kind of looks like that. Not in the sense that he's falling, but his momentum just continues to be carried along through until he reaches not necessarily a cavern, but there is a place where the tunnel seems to kind of widen. And as you go down this descending tunnel, I'll say that Barty, you're probably the first to notice these, but strewn along at kind of random intervals, there are discarded bones and beaks and claws. And
Are those what you're looking for?
no, those are just probably some wee dead animals or something like that. So creatures have been, through here and out, I'm sure.
Why are
And
there
so-
animals in the bottom of a hole?
Well, there are many things that live down into the mines, and as I said, there could be something here, which is why we're all together, right? Strength in numbers.
Right,
And
but I'm
he-
no bird watcher. I'm seeing beaks and claws, and birds don't live in holes. Birds live in trees.
Aye, that's
And,
right,
and some
but
in water.
something that was hungry might get a bird and bring it down here, don't you think?
If I'm hungry, I eat a bird above the ground.
Perhaps. Anyway, so
I don't like that at all. I don't like it. Tight natural.
I'm just picturing little stars around Denjo's head.
Tight natural.
So as the tunnel seems to flatten out just a wee bit and the tunnel seems to open up, you start seeing mounds of carcasses, bones, pelts, decaying flesh, just piles of filth along the corners of this expanded tunnel. And you turn a bend and you hear something kind of strange. And Balin says, "Hello, who's there? What's going on here?" And you hear something in the distance. And you see, as you round the bend, two large eyes and a shadowy figure at the very end of the tunnel. And we'll pause there because we don't really have time to...
No, we can go another 15 minutes. We have to go to.
I know that guy. He had a crappy AAA game.
Oof.
It's definitely not Gollum, but Gollum does have a crappy AAA game.
Yeah. Don't buy the
Lord
Gollum game,
crappy.
people. If you're listening, don't buy the Gollum game. It's terrible.
You can't.
You know the last
get
person I
sued
wanted to
for-
play from Lord of the Rings?
It's
A
terrible.
freaking Gollum.
Yeah. If you want a good
I feel
Lord
like
of the Rings
I feel like
game,
Saruman would have.
No. If you want a good Lord of the Rings
gameplay,
Wait, which one were you going to say, Daniel?
Shadow of War.
Yes. However, even
it's
better,
not available anymore.
and some people will debate this, but there was PS2 games, but they were also for PS3. All of the actual co-op beat 'em up Lord of the Rings games were so fun because they had the actual. Excuse me.
Child's Play. The best
Excuse
Lord of
me?
the Rings games are the Lego Lord of the Rings and the Lego Hobbit. Nothing compares.
It's good.
But-
Those are good, but
the
I will
Xbox,
differ.
the
I will
Xbox
differ.
Hobbit was good too. Do you remember
That
that
one was really
David?
dope. I sucked
was
at
fun.
it, but
That was
that one
fun.
was fun.
That was good. That was
All
a
right.
solid game.
That was cool
Well,
because it
thank you
wasn't
for
going
joining
off of the
us.
movies.
I hope you were entertained, and we'll see when we come back next time. What is this creature? Why is it here? Is it hiding something of great value? And will the boys ever see above ground again?
Probably not.
Hey, at least it saves funeral expenses.
Mm-hmm.
We're already buried.
We're already 6 feet under, and some,
And then
and some.
Yep.
Bye.
David,
Bye.
you did a great job.
What? Blunders and Flagons is a creation of David Lennox in partnership with Daniel and Drew Lennox and Jerry Hoppmann. Content for this adventure is compiled from Tolkien's Lord of the Rings universe. The system and certain names and details of this adventure were adapted from the Free League's work, the Lord of the Rings Roleplaying and Shire Adventures starter set for 5e. Sounds in this episode were sourced in part from freesound.org under the Creative Commons and Attribution license. Atmosphere and other sounds were derived from Monument Studios, Fantasy Music, and Cinematic Atmosphere collections under the Creative Commons license. Other music was created using Suno Premium. Detailed attribution found in the description. Thank you for listening to this episode, and remember, even the smallest person can change the course of the future.